Aloha. Welcome to episode 117 of the Awakened Woman Self-Care Podcast. Hello, it's Christine Pensa, and here we are just after all of the holidays, and Christmas has come and gone, and this year, this 2020, has been quite a different one, I think, for everyone on the planet. And we all had to look at new ways of celebrating and gathering. And what I know is that this time has been a powerful shift in our own fields, in the collective. And so what I wanted to do today is really just touch in before the end of the year, very briefly, with this short episode to just talk about something that has come in very strongly for me over the last few days and since the solstice, and all the energy that continues to stream in. I'm sure a lot of you are feeling this, where you just feel very activated, and then maybe you need to nap, and all sorts of information is coming in. And what I want to say is absolutely the main thing that we need, or the main thing that we're being invited, let's just say, by our higher self, by our source self, is to be stepping into the new, to the new consciousness, to really ground ourselves onto that. And at the same time, what's happening, and we're seeing this reflected in the outside world, and then we're feeling it as well, is a lot of the distortion and the chaos is rising up in our own fields, in our families, maybe. After the holidays, you tend to really need to fine-tune a lot of those relationships. And of course, it always comes down and back to you. And so one of the things that I was shown was just this really beautiful concept of, and it may be familiar to you, but it was a new one to me, was the idea of a taproot. And so the taproot is, well, let me just read the description, the definition of taproot. It's a large, central, and dominant root from which other roots sprout. Typically, a taproot, it grows directly downward, and in many plants, it is a storage organ. And so this is also known as a main root or primary root system. And so what I wanted to talk about, and what I kept hearing, was that, I would see these things happening in my field. I would see, I was feeling these distortions come in, and it might be an old story, an old way of being. And I think probably a lot of us got triggered into some of those just by the very energy of the old way of doing the holidays and that being disrupted, and yet we might still notice that we were running some of those old programs. And so what I heard very clearly was, yeah, there's all these little, um, smaller pieces coming out from the taproot. But what I heard was really, this is the time that we're going down to that, boom, into that main root, the primary root system, and we're pulling that out because that main root, so there could be a million stories coming out from the main root, but when you start to follow those stories, so follow them back into the source, and this is an exercise that you can do. So you say, okay, so let's say you got triggered and you felt, anxiety or anger or something, and you were like, oh, that was caused by them doing that or whatever. So that is like a little tentacle off of the main root. So follow that back into the taproot. So just use this as an opportunity and an exercise. And without giving away the punchline, what I found was as I followed, all of those little crazy, think of those roots that look like a giant hairball. As I followed them in to me, into my main root system, to my source, a lot of it I found along my spine and in my sacrum, my beautiful sacred sacrum. I found that there were still these roots there that were not who I am, not who I am moving into expressing and being. And many of them, the base, the root, was made of fear. And I think that's the case for a lot of us because, as we know, fear is the opposite of love. And so our true vibration, our true frequency is love and beyond. Christ consciousness, whatever, prime creator, pure source energy, whatever way that you want to express it. But this is in opposition, and so it's not the truth of who we are. And so those things could have come in from family lineage, from ancestry, they could be programs that are running in our DNA. They could be programs that we've taken on and gathered through this lifetime. They could have come in from other incarnations. It doesn't matter. What matters is to just really come in to that main taproot, and with the power of your sovereign self and stepping in. Sandra Ingerman, who is a beautiful shamanic practitioner, has a group called Shamans, the Gardeners of Energy. And so call in your own capacity as a sovereign being to be the gardener of your own energy. Oh, and I should say, by the way, that Sandra Ingerman also was on the podcast. And I'm going to find the episode 64. If you want to hear, if you're not familiar with her and you want to hear more, she's such a beautiful, beautiful being. Yes, so back into this idea of us as the gardeners of energy, of our own energy fields, for sure. So we're doing that as we're stepping in to this greater role as these cosmic gardeners. And that's what we're moving into. So I think this is what I'm going to do is pause here and maybe come back and do just a short visualization with this concept to assist you to connect to that and pull these out, because that is your sovereign birthright to say no, to dissolve this right now, to pull it out at its root, all these things that we will not be taking into this new beautiful, cosmic, uh, expanded garden of pure creation that we're moving into. It is so glorious and beautiful. If you're driving, just be mindful that this is, if you're not used to doing that, I am used to multitasking in my driving and my meditation. But if you're not, please listen to this later. And thank you. I'm going to go out with no further words after the visualization. And so thank you. And I will see you, feel you in the new year. I love you. All right, so let's begin by firmly planting our feet on this earth, because that's one taproot system that is of primary importance to us, because we have chosen this time, this moment, to be standing firmly on the earth. And we are embodying more of our infinite nature, our vastness, our higher self, our pure source fractal, and we are in a human body. So as we allow our human body to clear, we know that we are grounded to this beautiful earth, and this earth is shifting and changing with us and for us. So let's ground our feet in and feel your feet somewhere you love on this earth, and feel these little beautiful antennae coming out from the feet. I always like to feel that little root system that I think gives me different information. And so let's imagine that we are going to shift all of these taproots that are not serving us, that are actual distortions and are not us, that are in our field. And so let's just take a breath and feel where that might be for you. For me, I discovered it very much in my sacrum, but just breathe and see where a taproot is coming up for you. That is a distorted taproot. That feels, it might even make you feel a little sick to your stomach or anxious, and that's a good clue that it isn't you. So just breathe, and with your breath, will, and imagination, you might It might come forward to you what all the other entanglements are, if that's something that you need to know in order to shift your behavior. But if it isn't, you don't need to reach for it, because what we're doing is just asking that taproot of whatever it is, that fear, that main root, wherever it's lodged, let's ask, affirm, command with your own powerful, sovereign I am presence. However you want to pull it out, like if you're a gardener, it might feel satisfying to pull it out by the root, or dig it out. Or if you prefer, use your alchemy and dissolve it. Dissolve it with your breath, will, intention. Just allowing it to be done. It is done. We're done with this way of being. And so as you pull that out, just allow it to be done. Know that you have, this is your beautiful, beautiful container to activate, up level in all the ways that serve you best. And so let's breathe now that we've removed that. Let's breathe and allow this main taproot of you, your spine, to open up. Breathe into that and bring in or bring forward, because it's already there, this new system, this primary root system of you. Bring in the highest, purest frequencies. And you may ask or affirm there something that feels good for you, connecting into your higher self and asking for whatever frequency would help you step into your role as a cosmic gardener more fully, and breathe into that and feel that light lighting up the central column of you, this taproot of your own choosing, highest light, pure source, fractal, I am presence. And affirming something that feels good for you. I am all that I am. I am love. Love I am. I am light. Light I am. I am a light of this world. And just breathe and allow that to open your beautiful primary root system to the highest frequencies, opening your heart, your pure heart, and allowing your own beautiful body temple to run these gorgeous new energies through, allowing everything else that isn't you, obsolete, to melt away, coming aligned, in alignment with the truth of you. And so it is.